Chapter 3. From his hiding place, Jim heard the pirates breaking down the door of the Admiral Benbow. A moment later, a voice shouted,
"Bill's dead."
Black Dog's voice shouted back,
"Never mind him. Search for the chest upstairs."
There were sounds of footsteps and various things breaking. Then Jim heard,
"Someone's already looked through the chest and they've taken the map." "That boy must have it,"
cried Black Dog.
"He can't be far away. Go and find him."
Now Jim was in trouble because he couldn't leave his mother, and the pirates would surely find them soon. While he was trying to think of what he could do, he heard the sound of horses coming. The pirates heard them too. Frightened, they ran out of the Benbow and disappeared. Jim came out of his hiding place and greeted Dr. Livesey and his friend Squire Trelawney, along with Trelawney's servants, Joyce and Redruth. Together they went back to the Benbow. The pirates had made a mess. Furniture was turned over and many things were broken.
"This is terrible,"
said the squire. He was a local landowner, plump and cheerful. Everybody liked him.
"What on earth were they looking for?"
"I believe I know, sir,"
said Jim, and he gave Dr. Livesey the packet he had taken from the captain's chest. Quickly he told them the captain's story. Dr. Livesey showed the packet to the squire.
Just suppose, this is a clue to where Flint buried his treasure,"
the doctor said.
"How much do you think he hid there?"
"How much?"
exclaimed the squire.
"If you found Flint's treasure, you'd be the richest man in England."
Very carefully, the doctor opened the packet, and a map of an island fell out. It showed where to find the island and safe places to anchor a ship. But the two men and Jim looked mostly at a red X, beside which someone had written, "Treasure buried at this spot."
"Livesey,"
said the squire,
"you must give up your job at once. Tomorrow I will leave for the port of Bristol to find a ship and prepare it for our voyage. We'll meet there in 3 weeks. Hawkins will come along as cabin boy, and you shall be the ship's doctor. We'll find Flint's treasure, and afterwards we'll have enough money for the rest of our lives."
"Trelawney,"
said the doctor.
"I'll go along with you, and so will Jim, I'm sure. There's just one man I'm afraid of."
"Name the dog, sir,"
cried the squire, very excited.
"You, sir."
said the doctor.
"You cannot keep your mouth shut. Suppose those fellows that attack the inn learn where we're going. Do you think they will do nothing while we take the treasure? They want it too, and they know we have the map. For everyone's safety, this voyage must remain a secret."
The squire promised not to say a word to anyone else about the real purpose of the voyage and left for Bristol. Before long, he found a ship. It was called the Hispaniola. However, sailing a ship on a long voyage was rough, difficult work, and often only the worst men were willing to do it. Finding a qualified crew was difficult, but then the squire got lucky. He wrote a letter to Dr. Livesey, who read it to Jim.
"Dear friends, I spent all of yesterday looking for men for our ship and found only one. Exhausted, I went to an inn for dinner. I started talking to the innkeeper, a Long John Silver. Some years ago he served in the Navy and lost a leg. He told me he was hoping to go to sea again as a ship's cook, and I hired him right away. Then Silver told me he had several friends who were excellent sailors and looking for employment. I met them today and was so impressed with their experience and skills that I hired them all. I have also found a captain who I have heard is a good officer, although I find him overly serious and strict. You must join me at once, as we will be ready to sail in a week. Yours truly, Squire Trelawney."
Jim was delighted and immediately began packing for Bristol. He was more excited than he had ever been in his life. Only one thing worried him. That man Silver, who the squire had mentioned, had only one leg. And hadn't the captain been watching for a sailor with one leg?